Hello, I am Kathy Lee, the original, and welcome to Trudy and Friends. And this is my debut solo, and I'm so happy and honored to have my friend and my colleague, Miss Betty Lindley, who represents the West Park Cultural Center. It is an organization I have personally been involved in, full disclosure, since 2006, because as a retired teacher, I saw the value of her arts and education program that she brought to the Microsoft School of the Future. So, Betty, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you, Kathy. It's a pleasure.
So, tell us a little bit about West Park and why you
Well,
founded it.
sure. West Park Cultural Center was founded in 2001 and inspired by an observed need for organized out of school time programming for children and youth, as well as arts and education opportunities for families in West Philadelphia. So in 2002, we actually started Camp Ginkgo, which is a summer arts and nature program based and was in our location across from the park, which was a donated property, which then was the cornucopia. And in 2006, the building was sold. So fortunately, that the timing was perfect because during 2006, we were a partner in planning the School of the Future. And so when it opened in 2006, we became a partner in the building, allowing for us to do after school programming for ages 6 to 18, but that was community wide. They didn't have to be students at the School of the Future, which was unique in as far as programs in schools. And so that's exactly how it started. And also because we lost our physical space on Parkside Avenue, we needed to find program venues. So the School of the Future has been a program venue for us since 2006. And also in 2006, because we needed to still handle and locate our Camp Ginkgo, we developed a partnership with the Horticultural Center.
Follow me.
And
And,
that's when I met you, yes, in
and
2006.
exactly, because I was a part of WePick, and that was one of the first community assisted schools in the country. And so when you walked into the door, I didn't need any explanations from you. I knew exactly what you were about, and I jumped right in it, I think, with 2 feet, two hands, and my whole body just jumped right in. So, tell us about your mission and your goals and your vision. How do you see this organization uh, growing from where it was to where you expect it to be in the future?
Well, our mission has really been to use arts and culture as learning tools for really developing or helping children and youth tap into their creative and academic potential. But West Park Cultural Center is where families can access arts education and programs that contribute to their personal development. So we've always had the policy and the belief that the arts can be learning tools across curriculum, for example, or across life experiences. Um, so recently, the board of directors has engaged in or beginning a planning process, strategic planning process, and the goal focus is children, youth, and families, community, diversity, equity, and inclusion. So this process is just starting. We've had strategic plans in the past, but will be a new process, and especially with our challenges and the way COVID-19 has impacted everyone, we needed to have planning and thoughts about how we go forward in this new world.
How has COVID impacted the programming?
Oh, well, actually, uh, there were, we had to learn real quick how to transition our in-person programming to virtual, which we did, and we think successfully. There are always challenges, you know, just the school, just like the schools have had challenges getting young people to sign in and stay on online with them to learn. Um, we actually have been able to do some it's allowed us to do some things we couldn't do before. One, our staff was able to come together in regular meetings every week, which we couldn't do before because many of them have other work commitments, which their schedules didn't align. The being on Zoom has really enabled us to do that. It has also allowed parents to actually participate, or not always participate, but to observe their children in our programming in real time. Because if they're at home and their child is in our program, they can watch and see what they're doing. And at the end of each class session, there is a final presentation which parents are invited to, and they give us feedback in real time. So
Excellent.
those are some of the very positive. We've had positives with virtual.
And we're showing pictures of the ceramics and the art fest, and we'll get back to that. But I can speak as one of the educators that was in your program. A project of mine that really comes to mind is the Eden Project and the President's House Project. And we were able to design and implement two marvelous problem-based service learning projects that really involved just a wonderful blending of writing across the curriculum, thinking across the curriculum, everything that you're talking about. And we actually went out to the Eden Cemetery. And for those that don't know, it's the oldest private Black cemetery or African American cemetery, I believe, in this area. I want to say in the country, but I'm going to say in this area just to be on the safe side. Marian Anderson is there, Octavius Cato. And because you brought in the artists to work with us, we were able to transform 18th century technology and bring it right into the 21st century, which was absolutely just fabulous. And it was to reduce the vandalism that was occurring at the cemetery. The other project that we did, Betty, that was very adventurous was the President's House Project. And we were there at the groundbreaking, and then we were there when they actually celebrated the opening of that. But if it was not for your organization, the way that that project unfolded would not have unfolded like the flowers that they became. And so for that, the students are eternally grateful. A lot of them have gone on and have graduated. Some of them have finished college, and it's not that long ago, but it is that long ago. But it's unfortunate that your programs are not more readily available in other schools. So do you see yourself expanding into other schools in the neighborhood? In other words, how do you plan to expand the successful programs that you have created?
Well, just like I mentioned before, our programming that's located in the school of the future after school is open. So we do have children coming from other schools. So we don't necessarily have to be in another school facility in order to do the programming. So they can come to us there at the school of the future. We have done some programming at Martha Washington at their location, but they also have come to the School of the Future. So because School of the Future was intended to be a community-based school, we actually have been the only consistent organization at the school that has allowed access, that brings access to the rest of the community. So it's, I really do think that one of the things, and when we get back to virtual, the virtual piece did allow for, say, children and youth that maybe had a in-person issue as far as transportation coming to us. The virtual allowed them to participate. So transportation was always an issue. Some children, parent could bring them, or they lived close enough that they could walk, but others did not have that ability. So the virtual, and I think we will actually keep a virtual element to our programming, even though we do in person. So
Excellent, excellent.
we won't be dropping it. We will actually utilize it as a positive.
Great. My next question is this.
Mm-hmm.
I know about all the programs because, full disclosure, I am president of the West Park Cultural Center. And let's talk about some of your programs that are just phenomenal. Parents don't know that. And during these times with the pandemic and everything that has happened in this country, you know, programs like what you offer and what West Park offers are just so critical to maintaining the enthusiasm and the joy of neighborhoods. So let's talk about some of the more successful
Sure.
projects or programs that we had. So go ahead, take it away, Betty.
Okay. Well, of course, we do like to talk about our Dance Logic program. And Dance Logic really was to bring, and particularly girls of color, into coding. And so we combined dance and coding because there are some similar elements between the two.
What is coding?
Um, Computer coding, I mean, there are different platforms, and the more advanced they get, really opens them up to high-paying jobs. One of our girls who actually has really excelled and is in the advanced coding section of our program. She, over the summer and in the fall, she taught for us a video game design for young children. And also right now we have in as far as staff for the program, we have 2 outstanding dance instructors and a coding instructor, Franklin Atheist. Franklin has been so impressed with Naila that now he is having her teach the basic coding for the girls who are still in basic coding while she still is in the advanced coding class. So she was paid when we had her teach the video game design. She was paid. So that was her first opportunity to make money while she was utilizing the skills and coding that she had acquired.
I'm gonna stop you right there, Betty.
Mm-hmm.
Betty, I'm sorry. I have to stop you right there. To me, that is what education should be about, and that is what makes this program so successful and so critically needed. And as a teacher, I cannot express to those out there that you have a child that participated in the program and is now taking what she has learned. She's become a lifelong learner, but she is sharing and bringing others up with her. I just have to put that out there. Go ahead, Betty. Please continue.
Right, and she also in the summers, I think she has also in her uh, neighborhood library, she actually designed and taught coding to young children in her library, or in her neighborhood. So she's been phenomenal, and there have been other girls. There are other girls in the program that are doing fantastic. It received national recognition when it was on the CBS This Morning program. So we heard from people all over the United States when that aired. So, and that also generated new donors for Dance Logic. So it's been a wonderful program, one that quickly became a core program, and we serve about 15 to 16 girls each year in the program. Our after school programming, which has been virtual since last March, has included things like drawing, film photography, uh, video game design, uh, spoken word, theater arts, guitar, and crochet art, as well as theater sketch or comedy sketch theater. So we've expanded the number of programs that we're offering through virtual, which has made that easier as well. And we're continuing, we're in the spring session now with virtual programming. Dance Logic has started to meet in person on the grounds outside at the Horticultural Center in Fairmount Park. And those that don't feel comfortable coming in person outside, we do virtual in conjunction with in person. So it happens at the same time. So you'll have some of the girls in person on the grounds at the Horticultural Center, and the others will be participating in real time virtually, which is a new thing.
Is there a cost for any of these programs?
Since we've been in COVID mode, all of the programming has been free. However, normally we post very modest fees, but nobody is turned away because they can't afford it. So if a family cannot afford the modest fee, we waive that. So no child is turned away for financial reasons.
Wow, wow, wow. So I guess my next question is, what resources do you need? Well, like, what do you need, and what kind of people are you looking for, like volunteers or any talent or anything from the community that can step in and help generate some more programming or just to get them more involved in it?
Well, I would encourage anyone who is interested in what we're doing, our mission, or our programming, if they would go to our website at www.westparkcultural.org. And on that homepage, they'll see where it says stay informed. They can click on that and enter their name and email, and we'll be sure to have them on our list to receive email newsletters with updates of programming and what we're doing. For example, our volunteer opportunities primarily would be with our in-person, when we're doing our in-person programming, and also our Arts Fest, our West Park Arts Fest. We always are looking for volunteers. And on our website, the West Park Arts Fest page is there, and they can click on volunteer, and that will take them to the opportunities and how they would sign up to volunteer. We're looking to build our a diverse donor base. Individual donors are so important. We receive grants, generally smaller grants from foundations, and they're usually specific. Some are general operating, but individual donors are kind of like a consistent base of support that's so important to the organization.
Well, now that you mentioned the Art Fest, let's talk about the Art Fest. What exactly is the Art Fest? And I remember the first one in 2006.
Oh,
So,
2008. 2008 it was.
Was that
2008.
2008? Well, I know I was there. Of course I was.
Right.
So there we go. Let's talk about this, Betty.
Right. Well, 2008 is when it started. And we, at the time, for the first several years, we were located on the grounds and inside the School of the Future for the Arts Fest. Then in 2017, we partnered or brought on Fairmount Park Conservancy as one of the presenters with us. And so we moved a little further into the park there between 41st and East Memorial Hall Drive, right along Parkside Avenue. And it became a large event, up to 5,000 people that attended probably in 2019 and 2020. we had to cancel because of COVID, but it features a music stage, dance stage, art making, all types of activities for children and youth, as well as the entire family. Vendors this year, because we have a reimagined Arts Fest, we will have virtual programming and a virtual art craft marketplace from June 9 to June 11. And then on June 12th, Saturday, June 12th, we will have a smaller footprint for the physical presence for Arts Fest in West Fairmount Park. We'll still have live music performances, dance performances, spoken word, and there'll be other activities that will happen on that Saturday, June 12th. Fairmount Park Conservancy and Mural Arts have joined us as presenters the last 2 or 3 years. But in addition to that, we have a number of arts, cultural, and community partners that participate in Arts Fest. We've had up to as many as 26 or more partners that have provided activities, performances, other things. And Kathy, you have always been a big event, popular part of the Arts Fest with the trolley tours, the historic trolley tours in West Fairmount Park, and does a fabulous job of narrating, talking about the history, informing people, even people who have lived nearby in the community, things that they have never known about the area. You've done a tremendous job with that.
Thank you, Betty. And since we cannot do that this year, the Art Fest, everyone needs to know it is an annual event. But this year, since I cannot do a trolley tour, I'm more than willing to volunteer to do a stand-up tour right there in the little corner, right where Bell debuted his telephone for the Arts Fest. If that is your desire, that's not a problem.
Oh, wonderful.
But yeah,
sure.
see what happens. See what happens. What changes have you seen in your community within the last since 2006, or since you began?
Well, one was the big difference was the development and the opening of the shopping center, which is here in West Parkside. That was major because it brought in major supermarket, so is ShopRite and Lowe's, along with other businesses. So that was a major development in the community. There have been new schools that have actually located in the area. So there are a number of schools now. So I would say those were the shopping center was a major development for the area.
And then the Please Touch Museum moved in, and now they put benches out there. Yep, they really have. Well, Betty, we are just about out of our time. But if you could please just tell our audience once more how to contact West Park Cultural Center, I would so deeply appreciate that.
Absolutely. So the website is www.westparkcultural.org. And our phone number is 215-473-7810. We're also on Facebook and West Park Cultural Center, and also on Arts Fest is also on Facebook as well.
Well, that's it for today, folks. This is Kathy Lee, the original, signing out with Betty Lindley.
Thank you,
See
Kathy.
You next time. Never, always a pleasure.
Okay, you didn't quite read that right, but that's okay.
I thought you said wrap up at 25.
Yeah, at 25, it's like, okay, our time is up. Then, because remember, it's a half an hour show. So I was letting you know there was a 5 minutes.
Oh, you know what? You know what I thought in my head? We'll put the video in.
Yeah,
video is 2 minutes.
yeah,
Yeah.
the video that Naisha was working on, I want to edit and then I can send it.
Okay.
Well, if we have 5 minutes left or 3 minutes left, whatever, Tony, I figure I would save room for the video.
Depends on how. It depends on what it is. Yeah.
21 seconds, the one on the website, but I don't know which one Betty has.
That's what I'm saying. It depends on the video she has.
Oh, okay. Oh, you can fill it up.
Yeah,
Just
she
stretch
can
it.
give me the email. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
That was an excellent interview. One of the best ones I've done so far. I'm serious.
Oh, well, good.
It was nice
and it's
meeting you, Miss
Betty.
Betty Lindley.
Nice to meet you.
Hope to see you in person.
Oh, she sent the
Yes.
information to her daughter. How many grandkids do you have, Tony?
30.
There you go.
Wow.
Yes.
So
30.
she sent them to all of them.
Yes, I didn't know y'all exist. This kind of thing.
Oh, really?
No. And as long as I've been knowing Kathy, I've heard her talk about it, but it's always in between busy doing this, doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, when she said she went to interview, I went on your website. I'm like, this is a gold mine. All my active grandkids, this is where they need to be.
So have
Yes.
Betty on your show.
Hey. Well, my show is mostly about finances, so we can figure out how to incorporate that in the financial.
Oh, we always
situation.
looking for finance. We're always looking for that.
All right, guys. So what I'm gonna do is break down. I'm gonna send you guys a copy so you'll get a chance to see it before it airs.
You can't put it on there until after Philly
Yeah.
Cam. This is Philly Cam, Betty.
Okay.
Because we don't know like time, but since you said in June, we always have it in June. It's an annual June event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So even still, I can always put whatever time we actually air it and let you know this has been aired at so and so and so and so. But that's awesome. That's amazing.
Now
And
we can show
another
this
thing
to the
would be-
board, but we can't put it out on the air on social media. Correct?
Right.
Okay, we'll show it at the next board meeting.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. All right, then, guys.
Good job,
That's it.
Betty. Good job.
Oh, good job,
Both of you
Kathy.
guys. I wish all my interviews was this easy and so, was no airtime, was no blind spots, was no dark spaces. It was great.
Oh,
It was great.
good.
All right, thank you so much. I'll talk to you
All
guys
right.
later. All right,
Talk to
Bye.
you later, Betty. My dog
Bye-bye.
wants to go outside.
Bye. Keep me posted on Beverly.
Okay, I will.
All right.